Hi everyone, this is Uma coming to you live on Friday, August someday. And I wanted to do a quick little video on gaslighting. And I know that there is so much material out there, but for those of you that just kind of like you prefer videos as opposed to reading things, guilty. This is just a quick little video to talk about my recent experience and uh, my tips. I'm going to share 3 tips with you on how to spot a gaslighter. So first of all, what is the term gaslighting? Well, the term gaslighting is it's a gaslighter is someone who psychologically manipulates another person by having them question their memory, their intelligence, their knowing. Simply put. So if you've ever been in a situation where you're talking to someone or arguing with someone and they're making you question your memory, your intelligence, or your knowing, you might be gaslighted. Okay. And I recently had a situation with someone I didn't expect that kind of behavior to come out of, but it did. It did. And then I was faced with the decision of what do you do from here? Well, the thing is, the hardest part of gaslighting is that it can really lead to low self-esteem if you haven't had any experience with a gaslighter. So if you are with someone, let's say you're dating someone and they're just constantly gaslighting you, then you start to doubt everything you know, everything you believe in, your memory even. So it can lead to like feelings of self-doubt, low self-esteem, low self-confidence. So that, of course, is tragic and traumatic, right? They can't do that to me because I've already been gaslighted. I think there's a rule, like once you've been gaslighted once, other gaslighters have no chance. So I was gaslighted very, very young, when I was 19 and I was engaged, and that person made me question everything, everything. So it was to the point where I thought I was crazy. And I remember I used to be verbally assaulted and sometimes physically assaulted by him. And his, someone close to him would say to me, like, well, what did you do to make him mad? And I was like, wow, okay. So you start to, so that's why I don't judge women who are in dysfunctional relationships, because I've been there and I know what that's like. But that was my first, at 19 years old, experience of gaslighting. So then it makes it easier when you go along life and you meet people and you're like, no, I remember that. I clearly remember that. And in fact, with boyfriends after that fact, I actually started keeping journals. Yep. Started keeping journals because it was interesting how many times people in relationships would claim something completely different than what happened. So I remember even with my current boyfriend 5 years ago, I used to open my journal and flip pages and be like, this is what you said. This is what I said. Because the truth is I don't think many of us are serial gaslighters, or like, because I think I'm a gaslighter too. I don't think we're serial gaslighters in that we're really trying to hurt people. I think for most of us, like 90% of us, we remember it differently, you know? So with my current boyfriend, I would pull out my little trusty journal, show him like this is what happened. He's like, oh, okay. I remembered it differently. That's fine. That's not a gaslighter. A gaslighter is somebody who really wants to tear you down, right? And make you question everything. So fast forward to the present now. I recently had someone I thought was a good person do it to me, and I was shocked. In fact, I got mad. I really got mad. And the person now can't understand my anger because they're on the phone still, fighting their logic or reason or whatever. And I'm sitting here like, I can't believe they did this. So I just distanced myself. I was like, I'm done. I'm out, because after going through what I've gone through in life, I don't have time for that. So I wanted to share with you 3 tips I personally think. Now, I am not a psychologist. I am not a mental health expert. I'm just somebody who's been gaslighted. Okay. So take my advice with some caution. Let it, let it sit and see if it resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, just scroll on by. Leave this video alone. But for some of you, you might be like, ooh, there's some truth here, what Uma is saying, and I need to listen to this. So number one of my tells of a gaslighter is they tend to be alone. And I'll explain why. Most gaslighters have literally gaslighted everybody out of their life. So if you find someone who is like professionally single, they've been single for a very, very long time. And of course, it's always the other person's, like there's a reason why they're single. Especially, it's different if you're single because you want to be single. But most times the gaslighters themselves, they want to be in a relationship, right? So if you find someone who wants to be in a relationship and they can't be in a relationship, right? Or they've been single for a long time and it's not their choice, it's just how it happens. Along with, you start to see a lot of their friends leaving them or not wanting to be around them anymore. You might have a gaslighter on your hands. And that's what I always tell, because I'm a dating coach too. So when people reach out to me, hey, I'm getting back in the dating field. I've just been divorced after being married 27 years. I help them. And one of these things, these talks we have, is how to look for gaslighters. So basically, if you have someone that you're now meeting or you're talking to, you want to find out about their past. I know some people are like, oh no, the past is the past. No, the past is a graveyard full of secrets that can spare you a lot of drama and trauma. Trust me. So when I start hanging out with people, or if I'm dating, I always, like on first dates, I've been known to be like, so what happened to your last relationship? When did you guys break up? How long were you together? Why did it happen? And usually I'm looking all the time, I'm looking for the truth. So if I start to hear, let's say I'm on a first date and I start to hear a guy talk about his ex like in a really bad way, first of all, no, honey, you've lost points. You don't ever talk about another goddess terribly in front of me. You don't do it. Okay. So you've already lost points if you've talked bad about your ex to me, because I could be the ex in the future. You could talk bad about me too. So when I start to hear that, my ears perk up, like this might be something here. And to be honest, I've been on a lot of dates and most men talk really well about their exes. Oh, it didn't work out. We grew older, we went our separate ways, we desire different things. I like that. I like truth and honesty, and I like when they don't bash their ex, especially if they have a child with that ex. I think that's just so classless. Don't ever do that, guys. So that's the first tip from me, if how to spot a gaslighter, is like if they're alone, or they say like, oh, this person used to be my best friend for so long and now they're not talking to me. That's a hint. That's a clue. Okay. The second biggest tip from me is the victim mentality. If they're always like, yeah, this happened to me and I don't know why this keeps happening to me, or I didn't do anything, I was innocent. Let's be clear, none of us are innocent, right? So here's the difference. And this has been me and my friends. If me and my boyfriend get in a fight, and let's say, I don't call my friends anymore, and there's a whole other story about that, but I don't call my friends anymore. But when I used to call my friends, they'd be like, oh my God, what happened? I'll be like, oh, he called me a bitch. And they'll be like, oh no, why? I'm like, because I called him and I went off. And they'll be like, Uma, you can't say that, right? But I'll be honest, right? Because if I'm going to tell the story, we got to tell both sides of the story. Because I still feel I'm right, but we got to tell the whole story. What you find with gaslighters is, for some reason, they're always perfectly, just a perfect person. And they have not done anything. They have no understanding why things have happened the way they did, or why this person acted. Usually it's always like they acted erratically. That's just not like them. And you're sitting here like, you might have pushed them there. I don't know. So if you find that happening, where like as they recount their past history or whatever, or even seeing them in live action, because I've seen some gaslighters. We go to the supermarket, something goes down, we walk out, and they're like it's like a whole different story what they're telling, and you were there and you're like, I was there, that didn't happen at all. And that might be a gaslighter. So that's number 2. So the first one is check on their status, if they're like alone or single without wanting to be. And then 2 would be the victim mentality. That's another big one. 3 for me with a gaslighter is that, they always say like narcissism and gaslighting goes hand in hand. And there's some truth there, because they tend to feel like they're the be all end all. They have definitely some inflated egos of who they are. And, I had this one person that would literally use her hands and say, I'm here and you're here. I'm like, what kind of tomfoolery is this? It's like me going around to people and saying, oh, I can't talk to you. I'm here, you're here. What? So yeah, and the thing is they don't even see how repulsive it is, because they're so caught up in their own world. They have no idea how they're affecting you or how they're coming across to other people. So yeah, if you see someone that is, narcissistic and it's all about them, that kind of stuff, yeah, you might have a gaslighter on your hands. Now, how do you deal with a gaslighter? Run. Just get the hell out. Because I know some of you have really good hearts and you're kind of like, well, I can change them. Good luck with that. You must have a lot of time on your hands that you would want to change a gaslighter. I've learned to just kind of let them be. Because the truth is, it takes a lot of variables to change a gaslighter. I'm not saying they can't be changed. I'm pretty sure they can. But the main key ingredient is that they want to. And good luck with that conversation, because most gaslighters are going to deny ever being a gaslighter. And then they're going to start gaslighting you about how you're wrong and your track record and your history. And this is where you have to have really high self-confidence, because they can really get in your head and make you believe all the crap they're saying. So that's why I say just run, because you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. You don't need somebody to put you down and question your ethics and stuff. I've literally, a couple years ago, I said to this one gaslighter, they were like, well, you're no saint. I'm like, you damn right. And you've gaslighted people too. I'm probably sure I have. Like, I just agreed with everything she had to say, because I was like, I'm not going there. If I just invest any of my mental fortitude with any of this, I'm lost. She's one, I'm lost, because she'll just wrap me up in her web of lies. So a couple years ago, I just agreed with them. And then that conversation ended up me having to like literally hang up the phone on them, because they were just going and going and going. And I was like, I don't need any of this in my life. So little PSA, I hope that you do not have any gaslighters in your life. I was recently gaslighted myself. And, it is what it is. You get to smile and live another day post gaslighting stage. And I hope that if you do get gaslighted, you put yourself first and you remember the lovely human being that you are. And everybody's entitled to opinions, and that particular person has the worst opinions about you, and that's fine too. Okay? So thanks, guys. I hope that this video brought you some good information. And if it did, please feel free to drop a comment and like my video, like my YouTube channel. I appreciate it. Bye, guys.